Nishant. I'm currently a part of the ownpath cohort 3. I'm currently working at Bajaj Finserv as a unit manager. I'm leading the design team for the insurance marketplace and their insight search specifically. Apart from this, I've had a diverse range of experiences earlier when it comes to design. I started as a learning experience designer, then I moved to SAP UX. I worked with Infosys, Ernst and Young as well. And the main intention to come to OwnPath was to get this whole holistic grounding in the core fundamentals, get vetted with respect to expert mentors, learn from the experiences so I can get my own framework of design settled to a certain extent. That being said, so far it's been pretty interesting. The amount of insights, the also from a point of design culture, I'd say earlier I used to feel like other places there that do align with maybe my sort of ethical views or my views on design as well. So from a community standpoint, it was great to at least have a few mentors align on that, have those conversations happen along with fellow designers. Then the cohort design sprint, which is arduous but at the same time fun. It's pretty fast paced, but also that's what makes it exciting, where you're trying to get the whole design sprint done within that short span and you want to cover as many things as possible. So that's a good vetting as well. And then finally, I think the resources too, and the resources, the intention with the intention with which those resources were shared. That was pretty great too. Just going through those resources, going back to the fundamentals, and then the best part was you can actually then see that change happen while you're thinking about design, while you're doing your own process on the job as well. He's always that I was really something I admire that like for whatever conversations I've had with him, I can see like the designer in him taking a step back, keenly listening with empathy, like, trying to understand like what mental model I'm working with, what expectations do I have set up, or why do I have those expectations set up in the first place. So that felt great. One is definitely, I think I get a sense of direction of where I want to go with my design career, what places I want to be at, as well as what places I don't want to be at. So there's a clear distinction there, and that's partly because for certain like ideas on ethics, maybe there's a little validation that I got here that okay, these are on the right lines. So that sort of affects like the choices that you make, career choices down the line. Apart from that, I think another validation has been like just the iteration of things. Like the more you iterate throughout your project, be it with research, be it with visual design and things like that, it's like iterations lead you to more insights essentially. So that has been a key takeaway. So that is something I translate on the job as well. That if I'm working on something, I'll try to take a step back, ask myself that okay, if I have this draft ready, can I keep it aside, come up with another iteration with a different mindset, with a different view, things like that. So that is another thing. The third, I think, has been, which although I don't carry for my current job because here the requirements are different, but at least in other design places are uh, how deep do you go with empathy and how deep do you go with like understanding the emotions of the users. So that was really great. We had, I think, Shivani who brought in the emotional appraisal framework, and she shared a few other resources as well. The one I love the most was the site which mentioned like it gave the definitions for negative emotions, and that was really overwhelming because usually while talking about emotions, we use them interchangeably. But just to get those clear distinctions was really important. Just to give words, I would say, let's see. Mm, I think at college you have like more you focus more on the theoretical side of things, while yeah, like there's more weightage on the theory side of things. There's more time given to the theory side of things, and that's just because colleges have like longer semesters, right? Here we're trying to cover like the whole end-to-end process within a span of 3-4 months. So that difference is definitely there. Apart from that, I think here there's a, how should I put it? In college, what lacks is you don't get the real world things being talked about that much. Often you might like be in this bubble, which often might get broken once you step into the outer world out there. The major advantage with OnePath was it gives you that entry point, right? So even with mentors, I try to personally like reach out to the mentors after the sessions, and they were really open and open to connect. And I think OwnPath does get credit for it, because I think on a normal situation it wouldn't happen just like that. It would have to like wait maybe a few months or a few weeks before they actually accept and connect as well. So definitely that, like, just getting the access to those kind of people, getting to learn from the insights, and just, yeah, that footing, right, to get your footing to them. So that's definitely been beneficial. All of them have been lovely people. They've been open to share their experiences. They're very clear on what they can help with, cannot help with, as well. So yeah, that's been pretty. That's been one of those key learning things as well. Whether they're ready to connect with you, have a one-on-one, mentor you down the line as well.